Hebrews chapter 10, 4 to 13.
For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and goats could take away sins. Therefore, when he came into the world, he said, Sacrifice and offering you did not desire, but a body you have prepared for me. In burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin you had no pleasure. Then I said, Behold, I have come. In the volume of the book it is written of me, to do your will, O God. Previously saying, Sacrifice and offering, burnt offerings, and offerings for sin you did not desire, nor had pleasure in them, which are offered according to the law. Then he said, Behold, I have come to do your will, O God. He takes away the first, that he may establish the second. By that will we have been sanctified through the offering of the body of Jesus Christ once for all. And every priest stands ministering daily and offering repeatedly the same sacrifices, which can never take away sin. But this man, after he had offered one sacrifice for sins forever, sat down at the right hand of God. From that time, waiting till his enemies are made his footstool. For by one offering he has perfected forever those who are being sanctified.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. Sacrifices and offerings. Did you hear Jesus then? That scripture, we will not have the time to study it in depth, but I just want us to follow the heart of God. That by the time Jesus was going to come, in that verse 5, he looked at everything, all the oblations they were doing, all the Old Testament sacrifices, all the things that they were doing. He looked and he saw that those things could not still remove sin. It will cover it a bit and then it will erupt again. And he saw that it was like something that made his father unhappy all the time. He now said that statement in Hebrews 10:5. He says, Sacrifices and sin offerings and burnt offerings, you are not interested. He says, but you have prepared a body for me, and I have come to do your will, O God. So God prepared a body for Christ in order to do the Father's will. And what was the Father's will then? The Father's will was to quench the darkness that was all around by destroying the old man. So the Father's will for Jesus was to come destroy the old man from the world. So if Jesus had embarked on any other labor, but he left the old man undestroyed, he would not have perfected the will of the Father. So even though the will of the Father for him meant suffering, it meant torture, it meant everything you could put together on that Calvary experience. That was the Father's will for him. And honestly, until that will was done, no matter how much sacrifices the chief priests look at the chief priests, the high priests that were making these sacrifices, were they not the ones that were so murderous about Jesus and said, he has to die, he must die, he must die? Isn't it? These were the same high priests that were making sacrifices. So God was not interested in those sacrifices and burnt offerings. God is still not interested in sacrifices that we are making when our lives are still surrounded by the relics of the old man. So God prepared a body for Jesus to do his will, to destroy the old man. What does that translate to for you and me, sister? God says, I have prepared a post-Calvary body for Tony now, to do my will. And what is the will of God for this post-Calvary body? It's also to quench darkness by burying all dead works, all the relics of the old man, burying them out of sight, so that darkness will have no chance in my environment anymore. Just like my Master Jesus perfected the will of God by burying the old man, Tony now will perfect the will of God by burying the relics of the old man. Oh Lord, I plead with you, give us understanding and make us ready for you.